Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle.
KISW presents the KISW Financial Advisor. Here to talk money, please welcome Todd. I invented numbers, so I know how this stuff works. Peach.
Oh, he knows how it works, man. Todd Peach knows everything that involves digits. So when he asks, hey, can I get your digits? He's not asking for your phone number. He's asking for a way to make your life awesome financially. And that's really what it's all about. And if you don't know about BECU, talk about get your digits. That's where you want to put your digits, right there at a great credit union like BECU. Because, man, unlike a regular bank, a credit union is owned by you, which means every decision is not made for profit to make some fat cat money, but every decision, Todd,
it's made for what's best for the membership and the members, actually. It's a fun, BJ. I get to go to work and go home and think about the good things that we're doing versus how much money can we make for the stockholders. So big difference.
Yeah, and you guys have cash machines. Pretty much every service you can get in what they would consider a traditional bank, BECU has.
Yeah. And sometimes more, honestly.
More?
Yeah, more.
Wait a tick. All right. You want more info? Oh, yeah. And by the way, if you live, work, or attend school here in Washington State, boom, you're in. You can be a member of BECU. Just go to becu.org. And we've been doing this for a long time with Todd because we know that, money is not something you get taught about in schools. Sometimes parents don't know either A, if it's appropriate, or B, aren't maybe knowledgeable themselves on how to manage your money well. So that's why we brought Todd and said, hey, can you give us some tips, advice, and if you have any questions, 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999.
So I just texted my husband and I trying to buy a house, but he doesn't have very good credit. Should he open a credit card, and do you think that would help him?
Well, I think we have to dive into why the credit is not great to begin with. So go to annualcreditreport.com. Let's pull a report. Let's see what's out there, what's being reported, why it's negative. Once we know why it's negative, then we can come up with a plan to make it, to turn it around. And opening a credit card might be a part of that plan, but again, we don't really know everything.
Right.
I would go recommend nfcc.org, so National Foundation for Credit Counselors. These are nonprofit credit counseling agencies. They can help you. So just go to nfcc.org, find a nonprofit credit counseling agency. They'll help you kind of walk through that, or obviously you can email me as well, and I'm happy to help.
It's a pride thing sometimes, but if you're in a position where your credit isn't great, that you cannot buy a house or you cannot buy a car, you got to look in the mirror and go, okay, somehow, some way, I don't know how it happened, but I'm in a bad situation that I need to get advice some way, somehow. Some people are too proud and go, I can work my way through it, but if you got bad credit, there is a path to follow, right, Todd? But you have to be willing to follow the path and go, look, I need to fix this.
Yeah, and you have to be willing to look yourself in the mirror, like you said, BJ, and why is it that this happened to me, right? Is it, a lot of times it's medical debt, which is outside of your control. I get that. But if it's over and above that, if you just misused credit in the past, or you didn't have a budget and you didn't pay your bills, and you got to look yourself and make some changes, because no matter what, if you don't change that behavior, your credit score and your savings and your ability to reach your goals is not gonna be there.
And that was me, Todd. I mean, back in 2001, I was in a massive amount of debt, and I did not have any control over my spending. Didn't even care to have it. And I really, basically, like you said, had to have a come to Jesus. Had to go find some people, and it's taken me a long time to reverse it, but I was able to reverse it, and now, know how to be responsible. Sometimes you just, if you don't get that info, or, you got to go get an expert. You got to get help. I mean, I'm not a plumber, so I'm not going to try to fix my own toilet. It's the same thing with this. I mean, I'm not an expert on money.
Yeah. How did you do that, BJ? I'm just curious. Who did you reach out to?
Called a plumber.
Yeah.
Fixed his toilet.
I called a plumber. He actually was really good with money, too, as a matter of fact.
Weren't you listening, Todd? Sheesh.
Todd, actually, I took advantage of some of those places you called, because I went and I consulted folks. I asked some friends that were good with money, and I said, what do I got to do? How do I get out of this? I had bad credit. I mean, I had a bad reporting. I had some loans I wasn't cool with. I was late on payments, some things that were delinquent. I did a lot of things that basically everybody pinged me as like, don't give money to this guy. And then I just went and consulted experts. I went and got a financial advisor, and they sat me down and said, all right, here's what we're going to do. Put me on a budget, saw what I was doing, help me with my spending, help me be more responsible. And then when the day came that I started making more money, I was on a plan that I could actually really reverse that debt quickly because I wasn't spending crazy and didn't take the old spending habits and just apply them to the more money that came in. Because you see that happen. It's like, people buy bigger toys.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh. So I luckily, before I got a raise, I was able to fix myself.
Okay.
As opposed to just continue being an idiot. Like I've got some friends and they go, I don't know how you did it. It's like, well, I stopped being an idiot, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I took you have a whole webpage on KISW.com where you've helped us just aggregate a bunch of free sites where you can get some great advice. And if you go there, just go to KISW.com. You just scroll down, you'll see the banner with Todd's smiling face, and that webpage shows up with a lot of free resources.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
I like this one. I recently paid off my student loans with a $3,000 tax return and $500 in savings. I still have about $2,500 left. Should I buy a new guitar or go on a vacation?
Wow, that's the only two options, eh?
That's the only two he gave us.
Yeah, okay.
So we got to work with those two. What do you think,
right.
guitar or vacation?
Roth IRA.
Yeah.
That's not one of the options, Todd.
It's a kind of guitar. The Roth IRA guitar is a great guitar.
Is it a Gibson brand?
Yeah.
Because if it is, then get that.
Yeah, get that.
Ooh. Well, I mean, I think financially it would be wiser to get the guitar because you could use it for a longer period of time. Or
is he going to get a side gig, right? Use it and play and,
he could
make some more money?
He could become the next Daughtry.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow. Are you going to put him on that level?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. If he's the next Daughtry, then buy the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah. It's Todd, what do you do with that? Because you got to
guitar, BJ.
Yeah, all right. So you get the guitar. To me, I like the vacation. Nice I'm all about the vacation.
Yeah, but that comes and goes. The guitar lasts forever.
Yeah, but I can't sit on my guitar with a Mai Tai. What am I going to do
with that?
Sure you can.
Yeah, you probably could. Probably not good for the fretboard.
Yeah. Also probably not good for my ball day. But you get a surplus, Todd. Is there a rule of thumb to go, look, we want to play, we want to have fun.
Yeah.
I get X amount of dollars. I shouldn't spend all of that money on fun, but I could spend some of it. What's a good rule of thumb with that?
Well, I mean, back to your point, BJ, if you have your budget and your plan, then you'll know and you can set goals, right? And I sometimes tell people, and I do it myself, my wife does it, we set up goal accounts. So we call it a vacation account.
Oh,
right?
nice.
Or a Christmas account. Because you can set up as many savings accounts as you want, and then you just put $20, $50, $100, whatever it is, a month into that account. And then that's your vacation account or your goal account or your college account or whatever account. And then you have that money. So if it's a year, let's say I'm going to go on vacation a year from now, I say, okay, it's going to cost me $2,000. Whatever, I'll put $150 in it every month. And when that time comes, I have my money.
Huh. It is, it's an interesting thing because then you're asking someone to wait. Isn't that? I mean, that's the fascinating thing about that is waiting, which does seem to be a problem in this instant gratification world that we all live in. I mean, we are our phones right here. I mean, Amazon knows me very well. It's like, I don't have to wait. I can get it tomorrow if I want it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's true. There's actually a study with kids and marshmallows. Have you ever heard of that?
Huh? I like marshmallows.
They put
whoa, hold on a second. Honestly, the things that Steve perks up on, we've got all sorts of cool information, but Steve didn't get excited till you said marshmallows.
Tell me more about this.
It's like you put a marshmallow in front of a 2 or 3 year old, whatever. And
are we talking the big fat ones or those little ones?
Yeah, the big ones.
Oh, it's got to be the big ones.
They can get your hands around.
Yeah.
And you tell them if you wait 5 minutes, you can get 3 marshmallows, right? Uh-huh. Or you can have the 1 marshmallow today. So what are you going to do, right? So then there's all kinds of studies on kids.
How long do you have to wait for the 3?
I don't know if it's 5 minutes, but you have to
maybe 2 minutes.
You have to wait a little bit of time.
Wait a little bit. Yeah.
The idea is
just can't pick it up and grab it.
You put a kid in a room.
Yeah.
You give him this big marshmallow and go, all right, if you want, you can have this marshmallow now.
Right.
But let's say you wait. I don't know if it's 5 minutes. It might be
2 minutes.
It could have been 15 to 20. I mean, they really make it a significant amount of time where the kid's got to make a decision.
Yeah.
And
2 minutes, you're an idiot if you just took the one marshmallow.
But say they make them wait, I don't know, for a kid, if you make a kid wait like 20 minutes, that's like an eternity to a kid.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because, like Todd said, you got this kid sitting there. Not everybody waits for the 3 marshmallows. My brain goes, kid, wait for the 3 marshmallows. You're a winner. And not every kid does it.
No, so it's very interesting how we're kind of programmed. Some of us are, let me have it today. I don't care about tomorrow. I could die tomorrow, right? That's the attitude.
Which is, hey, look, I mean, I can't argue with that sort of in-the-moment attitude. Eckhart Tolle's made $1 million off of that attitude.
It's the power of now. Give me that marshmallow now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so, he knew what was up.
Yeah.
But it is true. So I've also heard the 30-30-30, the 30-30-30 rule, which is you pay yourself 30%, you save it, you take 30, maybe you donate it to charities, and then 30% you can have fun with. I don't know what they do with the other 10%. Someone's getting robbed. I feel like I don't know where that other 10% is going.
Marshmallows, clearly.
That's what it is, yeah. But it is... I think Todd, is it something you start at a young age? If we start our kids with this sort of saving mentality, at a young age, is that a good thing? I used to get criticized for trying to teach my kids about money. I would pay them to do things because I wanted them to learn the idea that money is what makes the world go around. Let's use that as early as we can in our relationship than getting you to do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. First of all, your kids are going to emulate you, right? So if you're haphazard on spending and whatnot, they're going to look and see that. That's just how it is. What I did with my kids, and I think it worked, is we would always ask, is it a want or is it a need? And so when we're looking at, is it school supplies or is it the new shoes? Shoes are definitely a need, right?
Yeah.
But maybe the high-end shoes are more of a want. And it's not that we never get the wants, but we have to understand that, the difference between the wants and the needs. And if you can cut back on the wants and take care of the needs and take that extra and put it somewhere else, that's kind of the way to do it.
So basically what he's saying, Steve, is you don't need the marshmallows. Okay, buddy? Yeah. You think you just want them.
I need them.
Okay, fine. Let's go to Justin in Olympia. We're on with Todd from BECU.org. Justin, you are on the rock.
Hey, how you doing today?
Not too bad, Justin. What's your question for Todd?
Hey, so I, back in October, finished up a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and my vehicle is about ready to die. I drive an old 79 Chevy pickup, and I'm wondering if it's better to purchase from a private party or try to get an auto loan.
Justin, do you have cash to buy something?
I do not. I've got like maybe $600-700.
You know what? A Chapter 13 is a reorg, right? So it's going to be all paid off and whatnot, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know what your credit score is right now?
I do not. I know that before the bankruptcy, it was really, really low. I had a lot of debt, and I didn't pay any of it off until I did the bankruptcy. Okay.
Well, first thing I think would find out what your credit score is. It may be challenging to get a loan with at a fair interest rate. Do you have anybody that might be able to co-sign on the loan with you?
Well, I mean, I'm not very familiar with all this stuff. I've never done anything like this before. My wife, she actually is paying on a car right now, and then my in-laws might be able to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would look at, first of all, I would find a nice, reliable used car, right? I think you can get one for $5,000 to $10,000. Get something decent, and then find out what your credit score is, and then then talk to your wife and in-laws and see if they would be willing to co-sign for a 2 or 3 year loan on that used car, and let's get it paid off, and then start saving for the next car.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, it's funny you bring this up because we just had to get Joey D's a new car because his old car got totaled, and he's had a credit card. He's done what he's done. He's paid. He doesn't have bad credit. Trouble was he had no credit, even though he had a credit card. The credit card was not enough for him to get a loan at a decent rate by himself, even though he's done nothing in his life at all to be warranted as a bad risk or whatever. He pays his bills and everything. I had to co-sign just so he could get a decent rate. it's just nuts how your credit, you need to actually, go and spend money. I mean, I don't know how you get it. Like, you can't I don't know how you get credit unless somebody eventually co-signs for you, like on a car. I don't know how a young person can do it. What could they do since they don't have the credit? So someone's going to have to co-sign for someone at some point in their life. Usually the parents got to do it.
Either that or it's a secured credit card. So if kids don't have parents or their parents are so credit bad, right, then you have to get a secured credit card.
But how do you get a car with that? Because Joey, I immediately got him a credit card because I listened to you, Todd.
Yeah.
I immediately got him a credit card.
Yep.
He's been paying it off, doing the whole thing like we discussed.
Yep.
We went in to try to get a car loan, and he's had that credit card for at least 3-4 years. He still couldn't get a car loan at a decent rate because he still didn't have any credit. Like his credit showed up as nothing. They're like, you don't even have credit history. It's like, well, he's got this credit card, and they're like, well, this is what the.
So was the credit card showing up on the report?
It was, but apparently not enough. That's why I don't know if a credit card's enough anymore. Maybe you can look into that, Todd. I was really surprised that I had to co-sign to get him he could get a loan, but the interest rate was ridiculous. And
well, I mean, it worked for my daughters. I mean,
so it did work for them.
It did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who do you know? Somebody at BCU? Maybe you know somebody over at BCU or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'd have to look.
So all they had was a credit card. They were able to get a car loan at a decent interest rate, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe Joey Dees is doing some stuff I don't know that's dinging his credit history. Then.
Yeah.
Maybe there's that.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of Vegas debts.
So I don't know without looking into it, but usually, a credit card should do the job.
Really? So you should be able to go in if you do that after a few years. You should be able to go to any car dealer.
After a few, you should be in the 700s because you're starting with nothing, right? To your point, we call it a thin file, which is zero. Nothing being reported, but you should be in the 700s after 2 or 3 years.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
I got to talk to my son. Maybe he's got some gambling debts. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Well, Todd, as usual, the time is...
somebody said they did that same marshmallow test with adults with stale versus fresh donuts in an office setting. A lot of people took the stale donut instead of waiting for the fresh one.
That's from a movie.
Is it?
Yeah, they did that on... what movie was it? Oh my gosh! It's a popular movie. The 5-Year Engagement. That's like the whole premise of the study of.
That's
her
a popular movie.
Yeah,
I didn't know this movie.
I didn't know. It was with Jason Segel and.
Okay, I've probably seen it. I don't remember half of the movies I've seen.
Sorry, that just sounded way too much like a movie for me.
I wonder which came first. With Life Imitated Art or the other way around.
It could have been based on a real thing.
True.
Isn't that something?
I'd go stale donut.
You'd go stale donut.
Yeah.
You want it now?
Yes.
Well, I'll wait. I'm going to get well.
How long am I waiting?
Yeah, it depends on how bad the stale donut is. Like, I'll take a stale glazed because I think a stale glazed is
fascination with glazed donuts.
Yeah, I was back to glazing,
dude. You guys can make it whatever you want to make it. Glazed donuts rock, especially Krispy
Don't
Kreme.
disagree. Top Hot, Top Hot or Krispy Kreme? Would you go with a glazed donut, Todd?
Krispy Kreme.
See that? You're asking me to pick my children. I do like a Top Hot glazed donut.
You get
from time
more
to time.
for the money.
I agree,
especially a money guy like Todd. You would think.
But
all right, I don't need a whole lot of donuts. All right.
Yeah, but that Krispy Kreme glazed donut, that delivery system, it's like you're not even eting a donut. It's just like sugar is really what it is.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah, my dentist loves me when I have that. All right, well, if you did not get a chance to get in an email or a text or a call to Todd, you can actually just go to KISW.com, scroll down, see the banner, and then that will take you to an email address. Todd will answer whatever question he can for you, point you in the right direction. And don't forget, man, BECU, it's an awesome joint. Go to BECU.org. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington State here, you can be a member of BECU. Do your banking the right way. And Todd, as usual, my friend, good to see you.
Likewise, BJ, thank you.
Got to talk about this popular singer that just admitted that she needed stitches on her hand. And why? Oh, well, it's because she slashed her husband's tires. Yeah, you'll hear from this one at 8:17.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Steve's favorite show, Ellen.
Yeah.
Recently had actually one of your favorite performers, as a person, Pink. You got a chance to meet Pink, and you've always said nice things about her.
She was great. The time that she came in studio, you were somewhere on vacation or something.
I did something.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what led to that, but yeah, she swung by the studios. Even though she wasn't in the world of rock music, she was doing like a media thing, and she wanted to swing by rock stations and came by ours, and could not be a nicer person.
and she was on Ellen, and it was Friday's show where she was talking about the dumbest way she's ever hurt herself. And she said, Pink said, "Oh yeah, I hurt myself by slashing my husband's tires on Thanksgiving." She said it was a stressful holiday and made it sound like she was pretty hammered, and she ended up needing 13 stitches.
What's the dumbest way you've hurt yourself?
Slashing tires.
How old were you?
It wasn't that long ago.
Whose tires were
Gary's. It was Thanksgiving. The holidays are stressful.
Oh my God. How many tires did you slash?
I got clean through the first one. He has a raised F250, and those tires are very thick. Thank you very much. And the second one, I lost a little steam, and I hit the metal part, and my hand just went straight down the knife.
Yeah.
Got 13 stitches. But here's the thing: I didn't need any anesthesia. I couldn't feel a thing.
Well, yeah, she had her own anesthesia, which led to her wanting to slash the tires in the first place. That I'll tell you what, that girl can party on Thanksgiving.
Clearly. I've never had that kind of a Thanksgiving.
Well, some people, they drink because of the stress.
Yeah.
And they will get hammered, but all that does is just exacerbate the problem that whatever stressed you out in the first place, you're going to lose all your filters, and you're just going to go, let me tell you why I had a drink in the first place. Next thing you know, tires are getting slashed.
I mean, that ain't cheap. Tires are not cheap, especially when they're on a pickup truck where it's a raised pickup truck too. You got to imagine these are top of the line tires.
Yep.
I mean, fortunately, she's rich as F, so I would imagine maybe Carrie Hart, the extreme sports guy, right?
Yeah.
I'd imagine at some point he's got to think to the back and say, like, she can afford to fix this. I'm not gonna. Why? I'm not. She just slashed my tires, so I really want to get into an argument with her about this.
Yeah.
I'll just tomorrow tell her what she did, and we'll go to the awesome tire shop and get new tires.
Of course, you had to. I wonder if you had to take her to the hospital.
Yeah.
She comes in. So, I hate you, but I need to go to the hospital. I slashed your tires and slashed myself. Take me to the hospital.
So, that makes me feel like he's like how I am on Thanksgiving, worthless, sitting on a couch just watching football.
That's what I'm thinking.
He must have been. For her to get that mad at him to slash his tires?
Exactly.
Why else would you do that?
Yeah, he had to be involved in some way, shape, or form. And
I told you to take out the garbage.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Damn, see, the holidays, dude, I don't want it to be that way. And Christmas doesn't get me the way Thanksgiving does. I don't know why, but I'm with her. Thanksgiving is a stressful holiday for me. That's where I've had my meltdowns. Yeah, I've had my meltdowns on Thanksgiving, not Christmas, yeah.
Why?
I don't know if it's the food, having people over. Like for Christmas, it's more of a family thing. With my wife, Thanksgiving was like, the Friendsgiving. We're all not living where we were born, so let's invite all the misfits. It's like the Island of Misfits Toys gets together on Thanksgiving. And it created a lot of stress because my wife's friends were, they had special diets and they had and then they had their political opinions. And the kids were supposed to be involved when it's like they don't want to be involved with a bunch of old ladies.
Vegan liberals coming over to my place.
Yeah, and so there was a lot of stress of me having to sort of toe my wife's line.
Okay.
Where I should have just said, no, we're not doing this. And I didn't do it.
Yeah, Thanksgiving might be the least stressful for me. Again,
good for you.
I don't I'm not much help. I just want to eat and watch football.
Why hasn't your wife slashed your tires yet? I don't understand. It seems like
she's not making Pink money.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. That doesn't sound right, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, some people do.
Yeah.
So he says that's about over $1,000 in tires. Because you can't just replace one, you're going to have to replace all four.
Really? With those kind of...
With the wear and tear on any tire. Then be like, it's uneven. I guess
that's what they tell you.
Right, you could replace one, but...
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I have no idea. I know that when I get tires, I just get them. I don't know if they give me 4. Maybe they do, and I'm dumb, don't know that. I don't know anything
What do you know?
What do I know? Just take I guess I need a tire. I don't know if they come back with 4 new ones. I wouldn't know.
What do you think? You always say, hey, when people are that wealthy, you think she could hire somebody to handle all the Thanksgiving duties?
That's what I would think, too.
Like have somebody handle all the cooking, the prep, and you just sit back and enjoy watching football with your husband.
If I'm...
then you could avoid slashing tires.
Yes. If I'm, like, as you say, making pink money, that's exactly what I'm doing. I will hire somebody to get stressed for me. I would hire somebody to slash the tires. I'd be like, I hate you so much. I get on the phone. Hey, personal assistant, come over and slash my husband's tires.
I'm sure you can give in to one of your family members to do it.
Oh, yeah. It depends on how...
$50, go slash his tires.
I wonder, if she's like one of those people, though, that wants to do it all herself. Like, this is a family thing. I'm going to cook the Thanksgiving. I'm going to do it. Because I am surprised at how some super rich people do things that I would not do if I had their money. I would never drive again.
No?
I would have a driver. I'd be like Heart to Heart. You remember that old show?
Barely.
Oh, well, it was a great show where basically rich people were investigating.
Crime fighters?
But they were rich crime fighters, yeah.
I don't remember that much.
Yeah, and it was like a husband and wife team, but they had Max.
She was hot, though.
Oh, yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Stephanie Powers? Was that her name?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's good business.
Mrs. Hart.
Yeah, she was. Mrs. Hart was good business. But they had Max. And Max drove him everywhere. I want a Max. I get that kind of money, I'm getting a Max.
Yeah, Stephanie Powers. Good job.
Oh, dude, she was the real deal back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, this premiered in 1979.
Yeah, Stephanie Powers was the it girl. She was the TV it girl.
She did have poofy hair.
She did.
I was just looking at her, and these net worth websites, you can only take them with a grain of salt, but even if they're off by $100 million, still, she has a net worth of $175 million.
Yeah, you know what? Get a slasher. Hire a slasher.
Like, Carrie, are you going to let her just slash your tires? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's worth $175 million. She'll buy me new ones tomorrow.
I'll get gold tires tomorrow. She'll feel so guilty about the whole situation.
I don't need my car tonight.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Lions game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kerry's only worth $20 million.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, he ain't going to pay for it.
No.
He's got,
How about you're worth
He's
20?
Struggling.
How about this? You're worth $20 million, and you still find somebody that you can gold dig off of. That is, to me, that's accomplishment right there. Kerry, seriously? I mean, if I had a net worth of $20 million, I'd be happy, but I wouldn't know that I could go up and maybe get me a wife that's $100 million. Yeah. That's a pretty good deal.
I mean, and also he's probably thinking, you know what? She's going to go on tour soon. I mean, I can't put up with this craziness.
You know what? You're setting yourself up that you'd be the perfect husband for Pink because you've got all the reactions. You know how to handle any situation that'll arise.
I feel like these are the reactions that Carrie Hart's having. He seems like a pretty chill dude. I don't know him. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time reading gossip stuff. For all I know, he's the worst human being known to man.
But who knows?
But I don't know. But I'd imagine that he's just kind of like a chill guy. He's one of these extreme sports guys. He probably smokes a bunch of pot, watches his wife go mental and slashes tires and gets new ones tomorrow.
I don't know if I could live like that. Even though she's worth $100 million, I'm not too sure I could put up with her slashing tires. I'd be like, and then having to take her dumbass to the hospital because here I go, Drunky McGee going to the hospital.
I'm sure he had her sister or someone else in her family do that.
I don't know how I'd react to that. The next day with Pink would not be a good one. That's if I'm worth $20 million. See, if I'm not worth $20 million, then all right, Pink, whatever you want to do, slash whatever. But $20 million, I'm out of there.
So I'm kind of looking at like her tweets and everything. Apparently it happened back in 2003, and that's around the time they broke up.
Oh, okay. So there's stuff going on.
Stuff was going on.
Thanksgiving breakup. That's a horrible time of year. You got the turkey, you got everything going, and he's out, and then she's like, I'm slashing. Or do you think the tire slashing is what made them break up?
That's what I'm guessing.
Oh.
Something along the lines like there was fighting, and that was kind of a lost
Steve would have been fine. She should have been married to Steve. Steve would have been fine.
Pink's doing Pink things.
Yeah. She's making that Pink money, doing them Pink things.
Doing them Pink things. She's going on tour in a month.
She married the wrong guy, Steve.
I've got to put up with it for now.
Yeah. No wonder you guys got along in the studio. Pink is like, I bet I could slash your tires, Steve. You wouldn't have a problem.
She did say she hasn't harmed a car in 15 years.
Oh, good for her.
She's changed.
She's reformed. # reformed.
She actually wrote #reform.
#20s.
Ironically,
#tires.
Ironically for poor Pink, when she got all those stitches, she was not able to use her hand that night. You don't know that song?
No.
It's like, hey, you're going to use your hand tonight because you want to get some. That's like one of her hits.
You're going to use your hand tonight.
Yeah,
how it goes?
Yeah. I'm not.
I don't know.
Sarah can come in and sing it for us.
Get this party started.
Yeah, there's that
That's
one.
the only one I know.
Yeah. It was like Just Like a Pill. That was like her dark one where she had black hair and was wearing all black. It was sexy.
Of course, I know about the one where basically I'm not getting any sex. I got to use my hand tonight. Yeah, that's the one I know.
It's a love song.
It is a love song for myself. We were talking about Motley Crue earlier because the trailer has come out for The Dirt on Netflix. And, there's a little drama between Motley Crue and KISS.
Oh, great.
KISS.
Here we go.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, which side are you going to pick, Steve?
Come on, Steve.
Oh, man, this is tough. I saw both of their final tours.
Oh, then you know exactly what they're talking about.
Oh.
You were witness to both. You're witness to the drama.
What, are they mad that they had a final tour after after Motley Crue had a final tour?
Well, that is interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of it. The other part of it is what they
stole our scam on our fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also they're mad about the cranes that they're using to basically fly everybody around the stage.
Oh, okay. So there's stuff going on.
Yeah, there's that one. You know, ironically, for poor Pink, when she got all those stitches, she was not able to use her hand that night.
Oh, because both of them did something similar.
Yeah, and Motley Crue say they did it first, and they're not happy with Kiss. Kiss.
Come on.
This
is really what they're mad about?
This is what they're kind of mad about.
What do they care? They already made their money from their tour. It's not like I was going to go see Motley Crue on their final tour, but I know in the future Kiss is going to do the same thing, so I'm not going to go see them right now.
Now, to be fair, Nikki Sixx is saying he's not mad, but he knows the Motley Crue fans are mad about it. That's kind of how he's parsing this whole thing. He's like going, he posted a picture of himself on his crane.
Come on, man.
And then posted a picture of Gene Simmons on his crane, and Nikki said, quote, "Wow, our body wasn't even cold before they took this exact grand finale from our tour."
I hope he's joking.
He said, "Might not matter to Kiss fans, but it does to Crue fans."
No, it doesn't.
"I dug their music when I was a little kid, and it was cool to co-headline together a few years, but this disappoints me."
Is he being serious? He's got to be joking.
I hope. It doesn't.
Shut the hell
I'm
up.
reading words, and the words don't feel like it's a joke. But
saying you're disappointed doesn't sound like he's joking.
And Tommy Lee actually pointed it out earlier this month. So so Nikki's the second Crue dude to say something about this.
What is he mad? Like, oh, Gene's got a long tongue, I got a long dong.
You know what? That's a good point. I think that they see that Gene's copying me.
Tommy Lee gets mad at everything, though. He's got mad at Travis Scott because of the drum roller coaster, and then he got mad at Travis Barker. No, and Travis Scott too. It's like a rapper dude who did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And
the Travis thing.
Yeah, he was calling them all out and yelling at them on social media.
How about being happy that you inspire people to do cool stuff during this? And it's like, if you're going to get mad at Kiss because they did something that you feel that they stole, think about what Kiss inspired so many bands like Motley Crue to do crazy, elaborate stage setups.
Exactly.
I mean, think about when I was a kid, the Kiss Alive concerts and the Kiss Alive 2, and you see them coming, the drum risers rising off from the ground. You don't think Tommy Lee was inspired by that to be like, well, how can I take that and go to the next level?
Yeah, the entire band, Motley Crue, has to have taken something for how Kiss did shows. They have to.
That is so ridiculous. So you're upset about that. I went to both shows. At no point did I feel like I was ripped off or upset or mad. And if anything, what do you care? You already made the money off of your fans. You've already done your tour. You're done. If Kiss wants to steal it, quote unquote, let them.
See, I get irritated when people say you steal something that actually has been out there and somebody else did it. Is Motley Crue saying they invented the whole crane on the stage thing?
Which is complete crap, because I've seen, I think it was Justin Timberlake, and I think that was before the Motley Crue show.
So then what are they talking about?
Timberlake did something like that with a riser thing that came out.
You know, I've had that happen in the radio business where, I put together a club and this one guy said, "You're stealing from me." And I go, "No, I'm not stealing from you," because I call my club an army. And he goes, "I have an army on the radio. You're stealing from me." And I go, "Yeah, that guy." And I go, "Actually, no, dude, I stole that from Kiss. And by the way, Kiss stole that from Arnold Palmer. So you know what? You and I are thieves from some other people, but I didn't steal that from you because you don't know how to have an original idea, just like I don't either. So yeah, that's where I got it. But when somebody says that you stole something, when in reality, but you never created that. It's not yours."
And a couple of texters bring up this point. I didn't know this, but this is a solid point, too. The guy that designed the Kiss stage also designed Motley Crue stage. I doubt Kiss even knew that going into it.
Yeah. So then are they mad at Kiss, or should they be mad at the guy that they paid to design their stage? Why do they even...
That guy's probably like, it worked out really well for Motley Crue. We should do this with Kiss as well.
Hey, I'm making cash.
This is so ridiculous. People with all this freaking money and rock stars.
They're slashing
these
tires.
Are the things that they get upset about.
Getting stitches.
I want this life. You stole my multi-million-dollar stage setup.
Steve, you'd be the best bandmate ever because, and I'm sure you are right now, but if you got to be that point where you were like a skillionaire band guy, you'd be like, I don't care.
What do we care?
I would be so frustrated with you as a bandmate because it's like, I can't get Steve to be on anybody's side. He just sits there and all he does is just spend his pink money. That's all he's doing.
Right. I'm in a super successful rock and roll band. My life is taken care of because I'm in this super successful rock and roll band. And now I'm upset and I'm disappointed that Kiss took my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nikki Sixx sounds like that.
That's a great impression of him. I thought I was there.
Like, let's pump the brakes, guy.
The good news,
not a big deal.
Here's the sad thing: how has Gene Simmons not found a way to make money off of this feud? I mean, at some point he's going to have to sell it. Like, if you'd like to get more information about this feud, go to kissonline.com. I mean,
that is so ridiculous.
Yeah, it does make Motley Crue look a little petty.
It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
You guys are doing fine.
Yeah, and it's like, look, you had a farewell tour. Can't you go out with grace? What is this about?
And I don't know if you saw the thing that Gene just recently did. Like, he surprised one of the Kiss's biggest fans in Idaho. It's a pretty cool story.
What did he surprise him with? He didn't actually charge him to see him?
Some guy has like an illness. It's called Williams syndrome. And I guess Gene sent him a video message and then surprised him where the guy lives.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Is this a terminal disease?
It's like a developmental issues.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so he has some learning challenges and all this, but he loves music and loves Kiss. And apparently Kiss was performing nearby, and
that
Gene found out about this.
Thing.
So he delivered a special message to this guy while he was work, and then he surprised them by showing up as well.
Dude, I am so surprised, and here's the issue. Here's why.
It's pretty freaking cool.
It is cool, no doubt about it.
But Nikki Sixx is mad because he did that 6 years ago.
That's right. I helped a guy out.
Yeah.
I just, it surprised me because I just don't think of Gene Simmons doing nice things. I'm sure he's done plenty of nice things, but I just don't ever. All I hear about is Gene charging you to do anything.
Oh, the family had to pay $17,000 for this, but no, I'm kidding.
If you have somebody in your family that's got an illness, I will come see them for a price. Go to kissonline.com. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Which former governor of Alaska was John McCain's presidential running mate? Moose meat, Sarah Palin.
Yes. Nice one. Moose meat. That's the only thing you remember.
Moose meat. That's her nickname, isn't it?
Yeah.
No,
I'm kidding. I like that BJ. You looked at the rap like this.
I'm like looking it up real quick.
Who calls Sarah Palin moose meat? I never heard it, but it doesn't mean it's not.
Steve is the only one.
I got news for you. Sarah Palin is cool enough that I think, you know what, she could give herself that nickname. I mean, she's that cool. All right, yesterday, Steve, I got it right. So that doesn't mean today he'll get it right. Today could be a completely different story, which is why now you call in. You can beat Steve today. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.